In this lesson, we're going to start adapting percents to real life. You're going to learn how to find retail price, sale price, and you're also going to have to learn how to do tips and sale tax on bills when you go to restaurants. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is finding a retail price. So when you go to a store, know that you're paying more for an object, for example a t-shirt, than what the store paid for it to be made or paid the company that they bought it from. So they mark up a t-shirt so they can make a profit. For example, maybe they pay $10 for a t-shirt and mark it up to $20 so they make a $10 profit. Okay, so our first example reads, find the retail price of a collectible figurine with a wholesale cost of $12 that is marked up 75%. So this company bought the figurine for $12. We want to know how much you're going to buy it for. We have two methods that you can use to find a retail price. And one of these is going to look familiar. We've used it in the past. So method one, you're going to add the markup to the wholesale. So to find retail price, you're going to take the wholesale price and you're going to add that to the markup price. Well, it looks easy. In this problem, they give us the wholesale price, $12. They don't give us the markup price. We need to find that. The markup price is 75% of that $12. Okay, so you're adding the original amount plus the markup amount. So let's see what that looks like. To find the retail price, we take how much we paid for it, or how much company paid for it, and we're going to add, in this case, 75% of 12. This might be an easy one that you'll be able to use in your head. You might know what 75% of 12 is. If you don't, you're going to have to convert the decimal, or the percent, into a decimal or a fraction. You have two options. Turn this into a decimal or a percent. Normally, I would say turn it into a decimal. But it's easier for 75%, it's easier for my brain to use a fraction. So here's an example. I need to add 12 plus 75% is 3/4. Of means multiply 12. Okay, so I'm going to solve this first. I'm going to turn 12 into a fraction. I'm going to cross reduce. I'm going to take 4 out of both. And 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 12 plus 9. So altogether, if we were buying this collectible figurine, we would be paying $21 in the store. So the store would make a profit. We have another method. This is the second method here. Instead of adding wholesale price plus the markup price, you're going to be working with the percents more. So you're going to be multiplying the wholesale price by the percent. So what does that look like? To find the retail price, you're going to take the wholesale price and you're going to multiply that by a quantity. And that quantity you need to represent the wholesale price, so you're going to use 100%. Okay, this represents the wholesale price, 100 of the wholesale price, and you're going to add whatever the markup percent is. Okay, so this represents the wholesale price of $12. 100% of $12 is 12. This represents the markup price. In our problem, we're going to use 75%. So we're going to take 75%, just like we did up here, 75% of 12. So wholesale price is 12. Because this is the retail price and it's getting higher, we're adding. Okay, I'm going to add together 100 plus 75. Technically, I don't need the the multiply sign and the parentheses. I could use just one. Instead of turning this into a fraction this time, I am going to turn the percent into a decimal. 1.75. Now this says 12 times 1.75, so I'm going to do that off to the side. Multiply 5 times 2. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 5 times 1. 7 times 1. 1 times 1. Add them together. 7 plus 4. Do the decimal dance. It looks like I move it over twice. So again, no matter what method you use, you're going to get $21 for that collectible figurine. Alright, now it's your turn. Oh my. Okay, sorry. You're going to try. A street vendor buys bracelets from a manufacturer for $7 each. What is the retail price of the bracelet if the markup percent is 120%? You may use either method. You don't have to use both. I'm going to show you both methods just in case you prefer one over the other. So I'm going to start with that first method. To find the retail price, you're going to take the wholesale price, which is $7, and you're going to add that to the markup price, which is 120% of 7. Of means multiply 7. I'm going to change this percent into a decimal, so it's 1.2. I need to multiply. So 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Do the decimal dance, I get $8.40. So I need to add 7 plus $8.40. Maybe I'll just add 7 here. Now remember 7 has a decimal after it, so I need to line up the decimals. So I get $15.40. We would buy the bracelet for $15.40. Let's try the other method. You're going to take the wholesale price, which is $7. The company buys it for $7. And you're going to multiply that by 100%. That represents the wholesale price. Because it's a markup, we're adding whatever the markup price is, or percent is. I'm going to add those percents. 100 plus 120 is 220. Now I have 7 times 220%. I'm going to change this into a decimal. 2.2 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Do the decimal dance. I would get $15.40. Okay. That was retail price. The next thing we're going to talk about is finding a sale price. This is going to look familiar to the last one, but instead of adding, we're not marking something up, we're marking something down, so instead we're going to subtract. So let's take a look. Mason buys a suit that is on sale for 20% off the original price of $180. What is the sale price? So to do this, you're going to take this, well, to find the sale price, sorry. You're going to take the original price and minus the discount. Now they don't go ahead and tell you that the discount is $20 here, they tell you it's 20%, so just like the last set of problems, you're going to have to find 20% of 180. So let's set that up. To find the sale price, you take the original, which is $180. You're going to subtract the discount. 20% of means multiply 180. So I'm going to solve this first. Turn this into a decimal. I want to find 180 times 0.2. 2 times 0. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Do the decimal dance and I get $36. So we save $36, but it's not asking how much we save, it's asking the final price. So you're going to have to subtract say Mason would pay. Okay, so that's the first method. Let me show you the second method real quick. To find the sales price, you're going to take the original price and you're going to multiply that times a quantity. This represents the original price, 100%. And instead of adding, because we're doing a discount, we're subtracting this time the discount percent. Okay, so let's fill in that information and check to see if we get the same answer. So the original price was $180. We're going to times that times 100%. Again, that represents the original price. And we're going to take away that discount percent, which is 20%. We're going to do the math here. We would do 180 times 80%. Change this to a decimal, I get 0.8, so I get 180 times 0.8. 0 times 8, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14. Do my decimal dance. We would have a final price of $144. So I guess comparing the two problems, if they were asking you what is the discount, you would want to use this first one. You would find 20% of this, and you would know that the discount is $36. If they're not asking what the discount is, they're just asking what the final price is, I think it's easier to do the second method, because you don't need to know what that discount is. All right, your turn. Your job is to solve this problem. A pair of jeans that originally cost $42 is 25% off. Find the sale price. I'm going to use the second method for this one. You should get the same answer if you use the first method. So to find the sale price, I'm going to take the original amount, $42. I'm going to multiply that times 100%. That represents the original amount, and subtract $25 off, or 25%, excuse me. Okay, so really in my head I'm thinking, what's $42 times 75%? What's 75% of 42? Again, you can use a fraction 3/4 here. I'm going to actually change this into a decimal. So I'm thinking, what's 75% of 42? 5 times 2 is 10, 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. Do the decimal dance. It would be $31.50. So the jeans on sale, $31.50. Okay, so let's talk. We have two more things to talk about. The next thing we're going to talk about is if you went to a restaurant to get some food. This is using sales tax and tips. There's a couple things you need to think about when you're paying for a bill at a restaurant. So let's read this problem first. The bill for a family's meal at a restaurant is $68. They leave a 15% tip and the sales tax is 6%. What is the total cost of their meal? So you have to pay for the food, you have to pay for the tax, you have to pay for the person that was serving you. Okay, so 3 things. So here's your formula that you're going to use when trying to find your bill at a restaurant. To find your total bill, you're going to take your food, I'm going to call it food bill. You're going to add, and it doesn't matter which order this goes in, your sales tax. And you're going to have to add your tip. Now the problem here is they don't go out and tell you exactly the amount of money that's the sales tax is, or the amount of money you're leaving for a tip. They only leave a percentage, so you're going to have to do percent of a number. For example, in this problem, I would take my food bill, which is $68, I have to add the sales tax. The sales tax is 6% of 68. And the tip, which is 15% of 68. So also realize that sales tax is going to change depending on where you eat and what restaurant. And then your tipping is going to change too. Typically 15% is pretty low to leave. 20 to 25 is more normal. Kind of low still. To solve this problem, you're going to work with the multiplication first. So I have to change these decimals, or these percents to decimals and multiply. So I'm doing 68 times 0.06. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 4 is 40. Do the decimal dance. I have $4.08. Okay, 6% of 68 is $4.08. So far, I have $68 plus $4.08. Now I need to find my tip. Decimal dance. 68 times 0.15. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4 is 34. 1 times 8, 1 times 6. Add them together. I get $10.20. Okay, now I have to add everything, the bill, the sales, and the tip. You can do this in steps, or you can do it all in one. That's your choice. Just remember to line up the decimals. That's important. Let's see here. 8 plus 4 is 12. 6 plus 2 is 8. So at this restaurant altogether, you'd be paying $82.28. All right. We're going to move on to save you time. Just make sure you use this formula for those type of problems. We have one more thing here. You're going to need to find an original amount. So this is finding an original amount. So let's read the problem to see what is going on. A dress shop marks up the wholesale price of a prom dress by 115%. The retail price is $180. What is the wholesale price? So we know what they sold it for. They sold the dress for $180. We want to know what they bought the dress for. Okay? Here's the formula you're going to want to use. To find, oh, this is going to look familiar, to find the retail price, you're going to take the original amount, or the wholesale price, and you're going to multiply that by 100%, which represents that wholesale price, and you're going to add whatever the markup percent is. Okay, now this is retail, so we're adding. If they're talking about discounts, instead of adding, you would be subtracting here. Now this formula looks familiar. Yes, it does. We're using the same formula because they give you all the same information, but they tell you the retail price. So this $180 is not going here. This $180 is actually going before the equal sign. We want to know what the wholesale price is, so I'm going to leave that X. Maybe you want to use W. This represents the wholesale price, even though I don't know what it is. And my markup is 115%. This is an equation where we have to solve for X. Okay, so I want to get this X by itself. I'm going to start in here. I can add these two. What's 100% plus 115? 215%. Okay, now this means multiply, right? Okay, so instead of multiplying to bring this to the other side, I would divide. I'm going to remember that I can't do any math with percent, so I'm going to turn this into a decimal. So I'm actually dividing by 2.15. Okay, now I need to see how many times 2.15 goes into 180. Well, I can't divide by a decimal, so I move that decimal over twice. Okay, 215 does not go into 1, does not go into 18, does not go into 180, but it does go into 1,800. To save us time, normally I'm going to have you do this out, but this is a really long video. I'm going to tell you that 215 goes into 1,808 times. Okay, you're going to do all this math normally. Okay, so that would be 1,200. You're left with 80. You would bring down a 0. 215 goes in 3 times. 215 times 3 is 645. And then you'd get 155 and you'd bring down a 0. Okay, and then it would go in 7 times. 215 times 7 is 1,505. When you subtract that, you get 45, and you bring down that last 0, because it would come out evenly to a 2. Okay? So you would find that their wholesale price, they would buy this dress around $83.72. So let's recap what this problem is saying. This store is selling the dress for $180. If you wanted a dress, this is what you'd pay at the store. They marked it up 115%. When they bought the dress from a company, it was $83.72.